welcome back to Big Bill Anderson's Life Tours, my friends. Again, I'm here at Los Angeles National Cemetery, here to pay my respects to another veteran, an actor, a singer, and the son of one of the most famous singer-crooners of all time. I'm here to pay my respects to Dean Paul Martin, the son of Dean Martin. This man was also a rock star in a rock group in the 60s called Dino, Desi, and Billy. He was an actor. He was on a TV show called Misfits of Science in the 80s. He was also in a very good movie with Ali McGraw called Players, which he played a professional tennis player. And he was also really the lifeblood of veteran actor and singer Dean Martin. When he passed away, Dean Paul Martin, in a tragic plane crash, working for the Air National Guard, it took a lot of the lifeblood out of Dean Martin's soul. But I'm going to tell you the complete story, my friends. So I hope you enjoy this. Sit back and I'll tell you the story of Dean Paul Martin.
Dean Paul Martin Jr. was born on November 17, 1951 in Santa Monica, California. His parents were singer and entertainer Dean Martin and his second wife, Jeannie Beeger. Dean Paul was the fifth of Dean Martin's 8 children. He attended the Urban Military Academy in Brentwood, California. As a youth, Martin was encouraged toward a singing career. At age 13, he joined Desi Arnaz Jr. and Billy Hinch in the pop group Dino, Desi, and Billy, which had a few minor hits in the U.S. between 1965 and 1968, landing in the top 30 twice. Martin began to go by his given name of Dean Paul instead of his nickname Dino in his late teens. He became a successful tennis player and competed in a junior competition at Wimbledon. Dean Paul began his acting career in an uncredited part in his father's 1967 movie, Rough Night in Jericho. He followed that with a starring role in 1969's A Boy, a Girl. He co-starred with Ali McGraw in the 1979 film Players, starring as a professional tennis player, for which he was nominated for a Golden Globe Award as Best New Star of the Year. He co-starred in the 1983 film Heart Like a Wheel and appeared in several episodes of the Love Boat series in 1984. Dean Paul's next role was in the TV police movie comedy Boys in Blue, also in 1984. Next, he starred in the TV series Misfits of Science, which aired during the 1985-86 television series. This series co-starred Courtney Cox. And I actually had a part that was given to me for one of the episodes, but my part was cut. My agent had sent me out for an audition for Misfits of Science, and I received the part, actually signed my contract, and the day before we were to shoot, my part was done away with, but I still got paid for it anyway, which was very nice. But I would have actually been in a episode with Dean Paul Martin of Misfits of Science back in 1985. But Martin was an avid pilot, obtained his pilot's license at age 16, and became an officer in the California Air National Guard in 1980. He entered active duty for officer training in the Air National Guard, or the Air Force Reserve, and was commissioned as a second lieutenant and completed undergraduate pilot training at Laughlin Air Force Base, Texas in 1981. Following transition training in the F-4 Phantom II jet fighter at Homestead Air Force Base, he was assigned to the California Air National Guard's 196th Tactical Fighter Squadron, 163rd Tactical Fighter Group at March Air Force Base in Riverside, California, flying the F-4C Phantom II as a traditional part-time Air National Guardsman. He eventually rose to the rank of captain. However, on March 21st, 1987, Captain Dean Paul Martin and his weapons officer, Captain Ramon Ortiz, were in one of 3 Phantom jets that left March Air Force Base 50 miles east of Los Angeles and were flying maneuvers near Mount San Gorgonio mountain range near San Bernardino, California. As the jets approached 11,502-foot Mount San Gorgonio in heavy clouds, civilian air traffic controllers instructed the pilots to turn. 2 crews acknowledged and steered clear of the mountains, but there was no response from Martin's jet. The jet slammed into the side of the granite mountain at about 400 miles per hour after plunging nearly 4,000 feet from its last altitude reading on radar of 9,300 feet. The wreckage of the F-4C Phantom flown by Martin, 35 years old, and Ortiz, 39 years old, of Las Vegas, Nevada, was spotted by aerial search crews. Searchers had difficulty finding the aircraft, which had a green and gray camouflage pattern that blended in perfectly with the terrain. 45 searchers moved through the area on foot, while the aerial search consisted of a fleet of helicopters and specialized aircraft, including a reconnaissance plane taking infrared photographs of the mountain. Severe weather hampered early search efforts, and snow drifts up to 8 feet tall were reported near the top of San Gorgonio. Both men had been wearing parachutes and survival kits containing food, insulating blankets, and other gear. An Air National Guard spokesman stated that Captain Dean Paul Martin and Captain Ramon Ortiz perished instantly at the time of impact. They made no attempt to eject. There was no indication of a malfunction with the plane. So, my friends, Dean Paul Martin is buried here at Los Angeles National Cemetery in Los Angeles, California. Dean Paul was married to Olivia Hussey in 1971. She was an actress, and they had 1 child, Alexander, and they divorced in 1978. He married the beautiful Olympic gold medalist and ice skater Dorothy Hamill in 1982, and they divorced in 1984. In May 2015, Martin's son, Alexander, with his girlfriend Megan, a realtor, welcomed their first child. So I wanted to come here today and pay my respects to Dean Paul Martin and thank him for his service to our country and for dying in the line of duty. And I hope you liked this video, my friends, and learned a little bit about the life of Dean Martin, the legendary singer's son, Dean Paul Martin. And like I said at the beginning, Dean Paul was truly the lifeblood of his father, Dean Martin Sr. So, my friends, please give us a thumbs up here on this video. Please share, subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day to check out my video. Spend a few minutes with me here at Los Angeles National Cemetery, paying our respects to Dean Paul Martin. Thank you, my friends. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Onward and upward, my friends. Adios, amigos.